Hey everyone, it's Paul from Alexander Knife Sharpening with a quick tip. So one question I get often is, Paul, why do you like a Tormek machine more than a 1x30 at times? Or why do you have multiple machines? And one reason is there's always certain knives that can be a little bit of a pain to sharpen on 1x30s. And I've always found that for some of those really pain in the you know what knives, that's where the Tormek can shine because of having jigs and certain things. And this particular knife here, I'm actually going to pull it out of this jig, but I want to show you why I don't love this on a 1x30. Okay, so the reason I don't love this particular shoon on a 1x30, and this is a particular handle style, but I also run into this sometimes even with Wusthof knives and other knives. You get this situation, okay, where this part of the handle, which this decorative part that they stuck down here, is hitting your angle guide. And it's keeping me from being able to get my blade all the way up against the belt, all the way on that edge. And if I lift up onto the angle guide, well, I'm going to be completely changing that angle. I mean, I could try and turn it, but it's such a turn that that's changing the angle too. And it's going to kind of gouge into the back part of that blade. And this knife was designed to be a very, very straight blade. And that's a tough one, you know? So this is one of those, because of this fat part down here that's getting in the way of the angle guide. Now, if you have nothing but a 1x30, this is one of those scenarios where I'm going to tell you, you know, this is why you need to do the cutouts on your angle guide and then run your belt as far over as you can without damaging the belt. That will help compensate for some of this. So you can see I can still get in there by moving the belt from one side to the other. And I can do the same thing on this side. I can, you know, slide the belt over, and that will help me lessen some of that. It's still not ideal. And this is one of the things that, you know, where the Tormek machine does actually shine on certain knives like this. So I can take this and I can put my jig on here, and I can line this up nice and straight because we want both of these as equal horizontally as possible. I tighten that down and I come over to my Tormek machine, and I'll show you that there's just no issue with being able to touch this whole blade and keep it perfectly straight, because the handle never gets in the way. It's not hitting anything because my angle guide is back here. I'm only attached to my blade. You see? So that makes the Tormek superior in this scenario with this style knife where you have a handle that gets in the way. And as I've said, I've run into it on all kinds of different knives and different brands and different styles. There's just some knives out there that have interesting or cool handles, but it's like you wonder, did they think about the person sharpening this? Fortunately, many times you can have a machine like a Tormek machine where it just doesn't matter. And whenever I have that, rather than try and figure out a way to make it work on my 1x30, I'll just take it to that machine that I know is best for sharpening that knife. And that's why I tell you guys, you know, is it necessary to have lots of different machines in a sharpening shop? It's not. But is it nice? Yes. Because I can sharpen this particular blade better than someone that's only using a 1x30. Now, like I said, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean it can't be done. Doesn't mean the knife can't be sharpened well on a 1x30. But I don't think anyone could argue that this isn't better. it's going to be a superior edge on this than I could ever get from the 1x30, just because of the nature of this machine. So I hope that helps some of you out there. And maybe down the road, if you don't have one, you might consider adding a Tormek machine to your sharpening arsenal.